Welcome to this exciting episode where we finish the bumpers, the overriders, and are almost ready to prep for primer.
So the to-do list shows air dam. Well, that's out there drying. It's going to take a while to do, so that's been ongoing in the background. Finesse the wings. One on the desk here needing sanding. One out on the car there finished. So that's going to be sanded down and made beautiful. While that's happening, I'm going to focus on the bumpers. So rather than show you sanding, I'm going to show you bumpers.
We've got three pieces and they're fairly rough, but just putting them on, you can see that they look okay. Round the side, that goes on far too long, so I need to cut that shorter. Work out where that goes and then do the cut, I guess. Out there, I reckon. Now the cut. Let's slap some filler on them and start shaping them up.
I was about to start glassing up the bumpers when I read the comments on YouTube, because I read it. And someone pointed out these don't have corners like this on the DS. They should be smooth curves. I need to make those corners smooth curves.
I decided to use the sanding wheel because it's in front of me. Forget about breathing apparatus and forget about all the dust on the screen so crap gets everywhere. Really dumb idea. Do wear the breathing apparatus, means you can work for longer. Anyway, got those shaped to sort of curvy shapes. With those shapes, we can slap some filler on a bit of the air dam, and now we do the weighting. Lots of bloody weighting in this game. Let this lot go off and then we can do something else. Most of the something else I did that weekend was building a bike park, but anyway, you're not interested in that. Back to the car and started to look at the bumpers. So here we've got the bumpers laid out with the air dam in the background. I need to work out what to do with these. I think the bumper's going to remain a three-piece moulding, but the split's in the wrong place. I want the split hidden by the overriders, and the overriders need to line up with the vertical bits on the air dam. So I need to think about that. And while I was thinking about the bumpers, the British weather was thinking about pissing me off again and destroying my lovely new marquee. Anyway, to make life easier for myself or not, I decided not to have a three-piece bumper, but have a one-piece bumper, because that way I could try and struggle with fitting and finishing right the way around the car, making sure both edges and the whole of the front were all aligned in one simple piece. Yeah, that'll never break, will it?
So lots of sanding to shape that nicely, and snap the end off again, bugger. But while that dries, I'm mending the gazebo, which is standing sort of up right now.
So here we are after Gazebo Gate, feeling confident about the fit finish. Bit slack on that side. Okay, across the front. Bit tight on that side. Let's wiggle it and adjust it and see how that looks. Feeling good. Feeling less good.
Well, it's been another rainy morning and the canopy has collapsed again. I think that's in the bin soon. But anyway, on brighter news, the bumper, one half, is done. Flip it over and put some slop onto this half. Leave that to dry. Then work out what to do with the top plate. Then we're pretty close to done. Almost done, you hopeless optimist. More disasters to follow, but let's have a look at this bumper bit first. Basically, it fits and it's pretty even, but I've got to make sure that this flat surface, this length, is consistent, not like that. You know, I mentioned disasters earlier. Here's what unfolding in front of you. I make a template, I slop it in place, and I then come back in the morning and it's all fallen apart. Don't worry, there's lots more disasters to come in this episode. In fact, here's one from 5 minutes later when I dropped the bloody bumper again.
While fitting and breaking the bumper, I realised the passenger side front wing was a wee bit longer than the driver's side, so added fettling the front wing back onto the list again.
Bumper lines are straight, not quite aligned with the headlights. Gaps there, big gap there. That's basically caused because it keeps snapping here and there. So I've fixed it back on so many times, it's just pushed it out. I'm going to screw a metal plate across there, cut that, make it fit. That one, just need to fill that straight, but I'm going to put a brace across it anyway. One's going to go there, one's going to go there, and hopefully that'll stop those snapping. So that's fitted and fitting nicely. This side, I basically cut a chunk out of there, and that's now fitting okay. So I'm going to screw and then glue that gap. I've deliberately cut it oversized so there's a bit of gloop each side to seal it. Oh, it's getting cold these early mornings, but here we have the bumper. We're ready for the big reveal.
Very satisfying, but does it fit? Yay! I'll take that as a win. Let's move on to the next bit. And the next bit is the space between the upper and lower bumpers. I don't know those little studs. I'm going to have to make those separate. So, kazam! They've gone.
Late night update on the Porsche. I'm feeling really positive. Went to see Chris at Tribute Automotive. He's the bloke who helped me make that, or he made that really. I took him to design. He does kit cars based on the Z3. Check out tributeautomotive.com. Not sponsored, but just a friend who's helping me out. He's told me how I should fix that wheel arch. That hole there, and the headlight. I'm going to fall over those so that when the mold's there, I can then cut them out afterwards. Sort out a few bits on the bumper. Same with the other wing. And we're really close to done.
Most of Saturday we spent building the bike park again, but I did get the wheel arch finished using that very scientific method of a piece of string and a pencil. A little bit tidying up on a few scratches on the wings, and then of course we broke the fucking wing, so that needs fixing. Fortunately, I got another delivery from Easy Composites, which took my mind off it, and decided to look at the bumper, or more accurately, the overriders. So this was try for size, cut, try for size, measure, cut, try for size, cut, measure, cut, try for size. Yeah, and then I broke the bloody bumper. Whoopee-doo-dah. To be honest, I'm so used to that now, I didn't even notice and carried on making the overrider. This is a rough piece to put together, so I now need to cut some nice pieces out of a single piece of foam. I kept the tinfoil on the foam this time when I was marking the template because I was using the saw, and having the template, as long as I cut it with a Stanley knife nice and cleanly, it actually helps guide the saw blade through it, so you get a much better cut. Everything else you need to take the foil off.
And as if by magic, we have two overriders. Those will get shaved down so they won't be quite so big. And I'll fix the bloody bumper again.
I managed to get the bumper glued together, but then we had a family tragedy, so for about 10 days I've done nothing. I'm just going to get this video finished off and put out there so that we can sort our shit out. Anyway, yeah, bumper space there, needs some finish. Need to sort out the overriders, and then it's mainly the air down. I think I'll probably finish this episode with the video I've got, so sorry if it's a bit short, but trust me, at the moment my life's more shit than yours, so my apologies. So here's me working on the overriders. I've glued some sandpaper to a flat bar so I can sand the inside edges and keep them nice and sharp and level. I'm using the normal sanding block to give a nice curved, smooth outer edge. Here's the overriders fitted. Pretty good. Next stuff is just the air down, which is sanding and filling. You've seen enough of that. Next episode, I hope to get to the prep for primer, which means tinfoil over those headlights, the fuel filler, and we'll see how it goes from there. Please join then. Like and subscribe.